Hello to all of you Geminis. Happy New Year, all you dear Geminis. And thank you for tuning in. And let's get started with this month because January is a very exciting month for you Geminis because your ruler, first of all, goes direct and because of some other things that I'm going to explain in a minute. But let's start with your ruler. Yes, this Mercury now goes direct, and for you, that is in a very secretive house. So there has been deep thinking for you, Geminis. Deep thinking, digging very deep. And this Mercury, last month, almost touched Pluto, but it didn't. It went retrograde. And it really was keeping on digging and keeping on exploring and understanding things about yourself psychologically. And therefore you certainly are very busy at transforming the way that you think as well, because that happens when you have Mercury in the 8th house, and it certainly happens when it's a retrograde. On another level, it is money. It could be that some money turns back to you that you shared with someone, or if you had some financial problems, there could be some solutions coming because of your effort that you did, and especially around the end of the month, because then at the very end of the month Mercury touches Pluto. So for better or for worse, the truth is coming out, and I think Geminis like that because Geminis want to know the truth. You're ruled by Mercury, which is all about investigating and finding out what is the truth. So that's when it comes to Mercury. Another thing that is, it's for the mutable signs again, and you're one of them, a very important month, because we do have still, last year was a bit difficult, more difficult for the mutable signs because we had the Neptune-Saturn square. I talked a lot about that, and it's not going to be that tough this year, but still when we are in a period when there are a lot of planets in, like now in January, for instance, in Pisces, Venus and Mars are in Pisces. So you're going to feel again this combination of reality versus idealism. But in itself, it's not always a bad thing. But when we want to accomplish something in January that we start, which is certainly a good time to start new things, especially after the 8th, when Mercury, your ruler, goes direct. And especially good for you to start new things when it comes to, let's say, when it comes to work. Why is that? Because Mars and Venus are in Pisces. And when Mars and Venus are in Pisces, that means that your midheaven is really illuminated there. It's really in the spotlight. And when Venus and Mars travel together, it's always symbolizing passion. But they are not going to have the conjunction. That will be in October, in the opposite sign of Virgo. So again, something to look forward to. Especially when it comes to your family, your home, etc. But that's for October. Now, you're the only sign who can still follow me and understand me. You know, I'm just talking about this and that, and the Geminis, they are so good at it, just to make that puzzle and understand everything that I'm saying here. But anyways, having Venus and Mars there at the top of your chart is good to start any new thing when it comes to work. Any new thing when it starts to a new project that's very much about you, because Mars in Pisces is a lot about compassion and it's a lot about dedication. So you could be doing in January some new things starting up that needs a lot of your time, that needs a lot of effort, but that is healing at the same time. And why is that? First of all, Mars in the beginning of the month, so the 1st, the 2nd, it's not a good time well, it's a good time to know that you are dreaming. Let's put it that way. Because Mars and Neptune there together in your 10th house of work the first 2 days, it's a bit foggy, it's a bit misty. It's not the time to make promises. So watch out at work if you promise, yeah, I'll do that. Don't do it. You are warned here. Because Mars together with Neptune is a bit like, Mars in Pisces is already a bit like this, to get what they want, and but Mars together with Neptune is totally a bit like this. So, and you could lose your integrity because of that. So don't promise too much at the beginning, the first couple of days of January. But then certainly after Mercury goes direct, and also around the middle of the month, there is something that is demanding lots of energy from you. Whatever it is, keep on doing it, even when you're scared to do it, because it squares up to Saturn in your 7th house. So it could relate also to relationships or to business partners. So around the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, there is some tension going on between doing and accomplishing the result. So it could mean that whenever you feel that you're doing something and it's like a mountain that you need to move, just keep on doing it. Don't complain, just keep on doing it, and you will have the result around the 20th, 21st, when that energy is over, because it's only a couple of days, but it's quite intense, because not only Mars is squaring up to Saturn, it's also with Chiron. So maybe some old wounds are coming up. Maybe a boss is making it very tough for you around those days. Whatever it is, count to 10, do your work, do your thing day by day, make it into little pieces, and don't think it's the biggest mountain ever, because it isn't, but it feels like that. So there is certainly for the Geminis some accomplishment, some result showing itself around the 20th and onwards, when it comes to work, when it comes to you doing something with a business partner, or something with a loved one even. So that you're trying to accomplish something. It could be really, really successful, but not without going through the pain, which is Chiron, and not without going through the hard work. So don't try to shortcut things, because I know you Gemini is a very quick sign, but it's not gonna work out. So if there is a bit of frustration going on around that time, it's better to accept it instead of forcing it and trying to fix it that it goes away. It won't for those couple of days. But having said that, there's also the Venus in Pisces. So you will also have the charm. So it's a good time to start something new at work. Absolutely. As long as you know that it takes some time, and use your charm, you Geminis, your wittiness and your charm over there. It could be a very romantic day at work on the 12th. So for those of you who are looking for love and want to be very romantic, it could be. But there's also, except from all these Piscean energy, there's also a very good thing going on, and especially for you, because Jupiter sextiles Saturn, and Jupiter is in an air sign, in a fellow air sign actually, which is your 5th house of creativity, self-expression, you finding things again that you love, like going on a restaurant, going to the cinema, whatever it is that you like. You can explore and have new hobbies and so on. Jupiter in the 5th, and it is supported by your lover, if you do have one, or by other people in general. There is like this you and others and hobbies, doing them together with other people, and finding stability in that, and finding maturity. So it's finding fun, but it's also finding maturity. It could also be a child of yours that is really growing very fast, but at the same time it's also very maturing. So it's a very interesting month for you Geminis, especially on the work level. If you want to make some changes, make them in January. It's a very good time to do so. When you are looking for love, maybe at work, because Venus is there in the 10th house. But stay with the feet on the ground, especially on the 12th. And you will, because Venus is also going to square up to Saturn at the very end of the month. So you will know what someone's value is and what is not, and as well with your values. So having said that, I thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a very great month. Thank you. Bye bye.